The Saudi takeover of Newcastle United is signed, sealed, and for these fans, something to shout about. The teams faced a battle to stay in the Premier League, with fans repeatedly calling for current owner Mike Ashley to leave the club after 14 years. He's accused of holding the team back.
There's been no investment, and then past that, our football's been terrible. The ambition has just been pummeled out of our club, and our fans are just so excited that this sort of is a new dawn and hopefully a new era for Newcastle United.
The takeover comes after a Saudi-led consortium satisfactorily convinced the Premier League that the Saudi state wouldn't have day-to-day control of the club, passing what's known as the Premier League Owners and Directors Test, designed to eliminate state interference in football. Instead, a Saudi public investment fund will provide 80% of the $400 million deal, despite the fund being chaired by Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The move comes after Saudi also lifted its 4-year ban on Qatar-owned beIN Sports, which owns the rights to show Premier League games in the Middle East and North Africa. The kingdom's accused of illegally transmitting Premier League games during its 3-year blockade of Qatar. Human rights groups have condemned the takeover, with Amnesty International accusing Saudi of so-called sports washing, trying to improve its image through top-level football. Among those alleged abuses, the murder of Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi, his death apparently ordered by the Crown Prince himself.
Ever since this deal was first talked about over 18 months ago, Amnesty has said that it would represent a really high watermark for the Saudi authorities in their efforts to clean up their appalling human rights record by buying into top-flight English football. It seemed that the Premier League was going in one direction on this decision, and now they've gone in another. And it sets a dangerous precedent that English football is open for business when it comes to sports washing.
It's unclear whether the allegations of piracy levelled against Saudi by Qatar-based beIN Sport, or indeed all of the allegations of human rights abuses by Saudi, were responsible for delaying this takeover of the club. We know, of course, that the piracy issue appears to have been solved, but when it comes to human rights abuses, Saudi remains very much in the spotlight.
The surprise takeover raises pressing questions about what matters most to fans and football clubs: the depths of an owner's pockets or their integrity.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't mention this in his news conference, but it was made clear to me afterwards that Kieran Trippier will captain the side here against Andorra tomorrow night. Only the second time that he's done that. The previous time was almost exactly 12 months ago when England played Wales. So a big and honourable moment for him. But it also hints that Harry Kane isn't going to start this match tomorrow night, doesn't it? Because he's England's captain. So if he's playing, he captains the side. And it also would suggest that maybe Jordan Henderson, who's the vice-captain, is not going to start the game tomorrow night. So we're getting one or two clues about what Gareth Southgate is thinking here. I think in truth there's going to be a pretty blended and varied starting 11 that he puts out, with some of the more first-choice younger players who've not featured quite so much. We're just going to pan across there, Joe, because this is quite a big incident that's happening live that's just been pointed out to me. That is the gantry here at the Estadio Nacional that's, as you can see, burst into flames, and they're trying to deal with it as we speak to you right now. That's literally happened in the last few seconds, in case you wondered what the black billowing smoke was, and you can see from the Estadio Nacional here that it's very built up, and so those are residential flats immediately above there. There'll be huge concerns that those flames don't spread into the apartments above. In fact, there's a lady in the top right-hand corner I can see who's trying to bring her washing in. That she might be advised to get out of there pretty quickly as well. We'll keep you posted on this. It's a developing situation, and we hope that it won't have any impact on tomorrow night's game. But clearly, we've been talking all day about the fact that this is a 3G synthetic pitch, and that is the edge of the pitch there. So those flames happening right now are presumably damaging the pitch. We're going to keep our distance. We're right over the other side of the stadium here. So just to reassure you guys, anybody watching, that we're not in danger, and that the officials are trying to deal with it. That's something that's gone off there as well. Really worrying scenes and worrying times here. We're absolutely fine here. We're a decent distance away, but you can see that there are cameras in position above it. Those are the host broadcasters which will be bringing the match to us tomorrow night, and that will be the highlights of which will be on Sky Sports. But yeah, listen, we better get out of the way and make sure that we're safe. We'll keep getting pictures and keep you up to date on this developing situation as the authorities try and deal with a fire that's broken out here at the Estadio Nacional in the last few seconds.